Yo, welcome back to the Immigrant Section. It's your boy Abbas Wahab. As always, obviously that's not changed, but what the hell's going on? Wherever you are, if you're watching, smash that subscribe button right there, first and foremost, so you know when these episodes drop. If it's Spotify, Apple, click plus, follow, whatever it is. I say it every time. I don't know what it is, and I don't plan on learning. All right, so 5 stars if you're on Apple, hook us up, so the algorithm goes, yo, these niggas got some shit going. But enough of that. In the studio today with me, the motherfucking Che Durena. What the hell's going on, brother?
How you doing, buddy? I'm chilling. Who's that in the intro there?
It was
Chris Tucker,
yeah, and Jet Li.
Jet Li,
dude.
That's who it is.
When I first wanted to make a jingle, I went watching a bunch of Jet Li interviews.
Yeah,
because Jet Li, his English never got good.
No.
Years in Hollywood, his English never got good. So I found that part. It's like, what is he doing it for? I was just perfect. Cut that shit. No, what's going on, homie?
Dude, I'm chilling. I've been working, just making it through all this fucking bullshit that we got to deal with all the time.
Oh my god.
Watching every anti-mask protest. I saw one, dude. Man, I love seeing them. I have to say, I fucking love seeing them because it depends on where in the world you're listening to this. In Canada, they are pathetic. Literally, I was riding my bike down Spadina, which is a popular street in Toronto, and there was
They know Spadina.
And it was literally 12 fat white dudes with a sign that said stop the masquerade, and it's everyone around them, no one's even acknowledging them. People aren't honking, people aren't stopping to look at them. It's it was like watching a bunch of I don't know, it's just regular crazy.
It was regular homeless people, people just see right through them.
Oh yeah, it was. That's exactly what it was like.
They just see right through them.
It's they're oh yeah, these guys are out in the city again. To do a protest with 12 people. My God, that is you wouldn't you think you'd stop and be hey, maybe we should go home, regroup, come back another day so we look respectable.
And there's nothing noble about it.
No,
there's no. It's not there's no noble aspect to the anti-mask thing. It's it's born from a conspiracy kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's like people picketing about flat Earth shit. It's kind of we're gonna look right past you. Mm-hmm. There's always a cop, though. I notice that. I see them.
Yeah.
There's always a cop just kind of in case they harass. Yeah, exactly. They always kind of look like they're at the lowest. They're one up from traffic cop.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't fucking do any sort of action. They're just kind of there waiting for them to kind of harass someone.
And what was so sad about these guys was that they didn't even have a cop. There wasn't even. It's so small of a thing.
That's so funny.
There wasn't even a cop to be well, they won't even do anything.
I bet if they're self-conscious about it, that's funny. There's not even. They didn't even get us a patrol officer right there.
Yeah, what if something happens to us? And it's always when I look at these groups of people. It's I ride past them. It's a bunch of old, fat, middle-aged dudes, and they're stop. And their arguments are it's bad for your you're gonna die. And I'm you don't give a fuck about your body.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You look like a fucking melted candlestick. You fucking disgusting fuck.
How are you still alive?
Exactly.
Well, they were maskless, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah. Of course they're maskless. I can't wait for this all to be over because once it's over, those people have no leg to stand on.
Nothing.
Now, conspiracy crazy people are the loudest they've ever been, and they have this thing they can attach themselves to that everyone is in the same situation. So once that's gone, they have to go back to flat Earth lizard people in the government, and then we can just be get the fuck out of here. We don't have to fucking see or hear you guys anymore.
It's just gonna be the next. But that vibe of people. They stick around. They are like a parasite for whenever the next topic that has some sort of contrarian angle, they're going to attack that. You know what I mean? If they have metal detectors in schools, they'd be metal detectors give you they'd be in Trinity Bellwoods being metal detectors cancer. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. They exist they're like a virus. They themselves are like a virus, They're going to find something to pick it at regardless.
No matter what. But they've been around forever. If you look back through history, you have people who were it's surprising how many people didn't believe in religion in medieval fucking England or medieval Europe.
Yeah.
And but there was so many people who'd be oh, there's devils and possession and all this shit. And there's been superstitious dumb people throughout history forever.
Oh.
There's always going to be a group. There's people the Earth isn't. The Earth is at the center of the universe, and a guy was actually, it's not. And people were that is preposterous.
Kill him.
Yeah.
You know, burn that motherfucker.
Back when they used to actually think the Earth was flat, and then there was like a swell of people.
You mean like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, you know what I love is when they did the stay-at-home order, and I went to Trinity Bellwoods like that day, and it's like the highest popular, and it's just so funny to see because it's so because it's like they go stay at home unless it's essential, unless it's food, work, or exercise. I'm like, you've opened up everything.
Yeah.
You've opened up everything.
Yeah,
at this
it's like
point.
mental health, like anything. It's like, yeah, it's the thing. It's like our fucking government here has fucked it up so hard. Just in
Ontario specifically, like the war, like
yeah, like Canada wide's doing very well, but Ontario, we've like flip flopped in and out of these lockdowns so frequently that nothing has really gotten done, and we've just prolonged the amount of time that businesses can function properly, and now everyone's getting fucked. The one thing that everyone is united on in Ontario, it doesn't matter if you're anti-mask, pro-mask, anti-vax, pro-vax, is fuck Doug Ford.
Yeah,
everyone is like fuck Doug Ford.
That guy's become like a caricature of like bad politics,
yes,
and like literally a fat cat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I saw the best thing. It's like it's crazy to think this was the non-crack brother.
Yeah,
that was the best tweet. Like this is the non-crack. Like to think Rob Ford would have handled this shit.
Yeah.
Like again, another bit of history for y'all. Toronto's past mayor was literally addicted to crack.
And he was super fat,
and he died.
Crazy.
He died like a tragic death of crack and
I think he got cancer.
Indulgence, was it?
Yeah, I think he got cancer.
Didn't he get a heart attack or something?
Maybe.
Didn't he go quickly? I don't think it was cancer.
I thought it was. I thought he got sick. Oh, there we go.
Yo,
Get the
the
Google.
new style, yo. If you don't have your shit down.
No, but he got sick. And
He was
died.
Rob Ford, right?
Rob. Yeah. Rob.
How did he
But,
die?
yeah,
was it cancer? I thought he went quick.
No, I think maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Ford Treatment Center for the cancer was able to. You're right.
Yeah,
looks like cancer.
But he was like.
That's not as fun to make fun of.
No, not
you know
at
what
all.
I mean?
No,
we thought
we
it was
can't.
crack.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's rest in peace, Rob Ford.
Rest in peace, Rob Ford. But no, that like everything that's been handled has just been ridiculous, and it's just annoying to look at. We're all moving past it, and the summer's around the corner, which is like, dude, you have to get this shit on lock before, like, we need like a vaccination distribution or like something.
Someone told me the province has like 1 million vaccines that are just sitting there, and they're trying to figure out like a distribution plan sort of thing. I'm like, what happened to those months where the state sucked up all the supply?
Yeah.
Why didn't you put this plan together then?
Yeah. No, it's like,
What about all the schools you shut down? Use those gyms for fucking like shots, just like you've been doing for flu shots for fucking decades.
Yeah.
Why is this so hard? Why is everybody got this figured out?
Yeah,
except us.
I don't know. I don't know how America is beating us now.
America is literally be like, don't go to this. That's the first time ever they're like, don't go up to fucking Canada. You'll die.
Yeah.
You'll walk and die immediately.
America was the poster boy for poorly handling the pandemic the entire time, and now they're going to be out and about and sucking and fucking before we are.
Oh, how the tables have turned. Biden's like, this is my last laugh, and just fucking dies of a heart attack.
Yeah, dude.
That guy's going to die in office.
You think so?
Yeah. Apparently, he's had like, I mean, it's so funny how politics is rarely brought up after Trump. You don't even hear about politics.
Oh, yeah,
now
no.
it's like after Trump left, we focus exclusively on Ontario politics.
Oh, yeah.
No one gives a fuck about Biden shit.
No, it's like it's been so quiet. Well, to go from like, and because they banned Trump on everything, right? So he has no way of like getting out to the people. He can't even tweet on like his own accord now that he's not president. Like he can't.
That's stupid. I think that's ridiculous. They're like, he was a widely unliked guy, but now he has nothing to do with the government, so we're not going against the government. But fuck him.
No, but he still has a lot of pull. There's like an insane swell of Trump supporters still in the States. There's a bunch of like conspiracy theory people that think that he's actually still the president, that the military sees that he's still in power. I'm not fucking around. This is like a real thing that's going on in the States.
These are the picket people again.
These are the picket people. These are like the QAnon people. Yeah. They believe that the whole Biden stole the election was a farce, that the military sees Trump as the true president, and he's going to reveal himself as the president sooner or later. They don't know when.
Do you realize that is pretty much like the second coming like story?
Yeah.
That is like the Messiah. They think he's the Messiah. They've conflated him with he will reveal himself on the day the sun hits the mountain. Like they're doing biblical quotes, I bet.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And it's all because they think that there's these aliens alien lizard people who are eating children, who are running the government, and he was draining the swamp and like cleaning out. It's all the QAnon shit, all the fucking QAnon shit.
No, I didn't even follow that. I didn't even follow that. It was so outrageous once I started to like read a little bit about what it is. I'm just like, bro, at some point I have a bullshit meter where it's like I read a little bit and I'm out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like I can't even entertain this
exactly.
because I think it's fun.
Exactly. Like 9/11 stuff originally, they're like, yeah, the no Jews showed up to the building that day. This. And it's like, okay, and they love saying the jet fuel doesn't burn steel beams.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we know what the grade of jet fuel was? And who knows anything about steel beams? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who do you know anybody that knows anything about steel beams?
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams is like such a...
That's a shirt.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I don't know I know civil engineers. None of them have ever been like, bro, jet fuel can't. Bro, I know steel beams.
Yeah.
Jet fuel can't burn them. No one. It's always some fucking guy in a shirt that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
You know?
No, the whole the conspiracy thing, I like to dig around in it because it's insane. For one, it's like
entertainment.
Oh, it's a great entertainment.
It is entertainment.
It's like reading Star Wars lore or something. Like you go deep and there's all these characters and they have these different abilities and they have all this stuff and there's a hierarchy. It's like like old comic books.
It's anime.
Yeah, anime. Yeah, it's great, man.
What's more entertaining is not the ideas. But sorry, but if the chairs are uncomfortable, I'm gonna upgrade these chairs soon.
No, the
chairs.
But
every podcast has like chairs on wheels. But you see how ungraded like my floor is. You would just be falling.
Honestly,
backwards.
I love these chairs because they just force me to have good posture.
I
just have to sit up.
They just came with the table, so I don't want to say it was like a master plan or anything like that. But we were saying like, what's more entertaining than the theories is the people that believe the theories.
Yeah,
I just like when someone like those people. Like we're talking about the picket people, the masquerade, which by the way, I think like when they got together to come up with signs, you know, someone was just like, bingo.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, right on.
Like literally, like every time I see those people, I love looking at their whole outfit.
Yeah.
Like I see the picket sign and then I'm like, okay, like I want to know everything about this person. Like they got like a fucking Burning Man thing. They have like they always have spikes on their belts.
Oh,
you can't believe these type of things unless there's fucking spikes on your belt.
And like fanny packs, like they have supplies, backpacks, like they're equipped. They're
like what
ready.
is in that? You know what I mean? Just other controversy. I don't know.
Yeah. Little pamphlets they can hand out to fuck with people.
Do these people have children?
Some of them, yes.
Are their children being babysat? Where are those people's children in that?
The reason I know about this whole like Trump still the president military thing is because kids on TikTok have been like filming their parents unknowingly. Like basically you're holding your phone like so it's facing up and you can just hear the audio of the parent being like, he's coming back. And they're like, Mom, you're crazy. You sound like a crazy person. And they're like, no, it's true. It's like, no, if you can't tell people you think this, you're going to get institutionalized. And the kids are like, so you're insane. And I can't wait for it just to not happen. For Trump to like obviously all this stuff is fucking lies, what they're saying. So like for them to have the realization.
But they will never have the realization.
You know,
that's how it goes, bro.
Yeah?
Because as soon as that happens, you go, oh, he shifted it into the thing.
Yeah.
The leader has blah, blah, blahs. They will never be like, those people are never like, oh, fuck, we were wrong. You have never seen a guy with spikes on his belt being like, fuck, I guess I just kind of jumped into this too quick.
Yeah, it's like, damn, I've been wrong the whole time.
I gotta get a job, you know?
There is a documentary, I think it's called Down the Rabbit Hole or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy who I haven't watched it. A friend was telling me about this. But it's apparently about a guy who like he got deep into like right-wing conspiracy shit and it was all through YouTube. And it was like his YouTube recommendations basically like
Ben Bankis? Are you talking about Ben Bankis? You're describing Ben. He's got glasses.
For one, let's break down like a Ben Bankis type for a second.
Like a Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon would be the leader.
Oh yeah.
Tim Dillon's the god of that.
So, but like that, you see these people, like you see like the spike on the belt guy. There was that.
By the way, can you bring your thing up and just kind of adjust it, just because, like you know, like with me, like bring it up and then just like angle it a little up.
Oh,
so
like
I couldn't
this?
really, I couldn't really see you.
Okay.
You're like, so let me explain this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
So Did you see the beer, beef, and freedom guy?
No.
So when the election was first going on, and I think this was in Nevada. This is when that the vote counting took forever.
Yeah.
So this guy runs up to like, there's a press conference in Nevada, and the guy, like whatever the governor or mayor of whatever the city or something, he's literally like, okay, we're doing the ballot counting. It should take this long. And a guy in a tank top who's like sunburnt and he has like scraggly hair. He's probably in his mid-50s. He's fat. He's blotchy. It looks like he has some sort of skin disorder. He has a shirt.
That's the poster boy for this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. His fucking tank top says beer, beef, and freedom. And he runs in as the press conference is going on, and he's like, the Biden criminal family stealing the election. The Biden criminal family stealing the election.
Like tackle him?
No, he's just yelling at them, and then he goes, don't, what does he say? Don't, let us have our freedom, Joe Biden. And then he goes in to go vote or do whatever, and he has his mask like down, like so it's like under his nose, and then he's just screaming and spitting everywhere. Like, doesn't this guy look in the mirror in his sunburnt, blotchy face with his beer, beef, and freedom shirt, look in the mirror and go, you know what? I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know anything that's going on.
That's what no, they will never. And that to have that level of confidence, you have to be in a what's it called? Like an idea chamber. What's that word for it? Where you are surrounded by people that have the same opinion. An echo chamber. Yeah. To have that level of confidence, that means his neighbors, the people that he socializes with, are so pro. You can't wear a shirt like that and people are constantly ripping on you. No, right? You would change the shirt.
Yeah.
The people he hangs out with are so pro that they probably have the same shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in his mind, he is gung-ho. He's only seen support for this idea.
Yeah.
And he just runs up. And that's funny that he didn't get tackled. That seems like a tackle moment.
You gotta like look at perspective. Like, I know Ben Bankus likes conspiracies. And he told me once he was like looking at stuff about the pyramids and how they're like, they used to be power plants and all this shit. And that's this thing. I'm like,
why are we going back that far?
First of all, why are we going back that far?
How can we? Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? And also, it's like, Ben, have you even been to Egypt? Yeah. Have you even gone to look at these fucking things? And you're gonna be like, yeah, they used to be power plants. It's like, what do you know about engineering or any of that?
Ben would be like, I'm not fucking going there.
Yeah. It's like if you're going to commit to this kind of like thought process, at least go and do go touch a pyramid and look inside the motherfucker and try and learn engineering. This is
exactly. Imagine he's doing equations and shit. He's like, he has a eureka. I was wrong. That'll never happen.
Yeah,
right?
It's like,
I've been to the pyramids and they're fucking like ginormous, bro. Ginormous. Like, you hear people say it all the time, but like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon. I haven't.
No.
But I heard people that are like we've all seen pictures of it, but everyone who's been is like, yo, when you see the vastness of it, it's just like it's one of those moments that puts in perspective how much of an ant and how irrelevant we are. Same with the pyramids, but the crazy part about it is somehow these were constructed by intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's like, how would it be done right now? I don't know, but we're talking blocks. 2 blocks would fill this room right now.
Yeah.
And like as high, and it's like, you're like, what? How? They
had nothing else to do, bro. They had nothing else to do. It's sandy everywhere. You can't even really fuck that much. And it's fucking, and you have slaves for days. You literally have, life is so cheap and you can spend it like crazy. You can spend life like you're a black rapper at a strip club. Like, just fucking spend it. And they were like, you want to spend it on some big fucking triangles? And they're like, let's spend the life, man.
So I wonder if that's all that was happening. Like at the time they were being constructed, where like 100% of the population there is no doctors and like people doing science and inventing shit. Everyone is involved in building these fucking pyramids.
I bet it was a lot. I bet a lot of the people were forced to do that shit.
Because they say like, oh, the limestone that the rocks that came are only available in a quarry 500 miles away via like, it's all like, what the fuck, you know? I have no, like, that's the type of shit that makes you feel like, damn, there's crazy mystery in this world.
There is crazy mystery, and we can speculate on it, but like, even this, I prefer to focus on the stuff we do know that is already like fucking nuts. My favorite shit is, do you know anything about Genghis Khan? You get into Genghis Khan?
Oh, dude, I'm a huge fan of Genghis Khan, bro. I love it, dude. I listened to the whole Wrath of the Khan.
Yeah.
When Rogan kept, I'm like, I got 6 parts. I got my buddies on it.
Yeah.
Man, Dude.
Genghis Khan's whole policy was, I don't get disrespected.
Period.
That period.
Dude, I have, because I'm a huge fan of anime.
Yeah.
Reading about the what's it called? The Mongols.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of, and the reason, like one of the reasons that the Mongols, their warfare was so effective, is their bond with the horses was unlike any other, because they were like, they grew up with the horse.
Yeah.
So the horse was like their best friend. They could like,
from like age 3, they're on the horse. Yeah.
Their arching level was like unfucking paralleled, just like on horseback too, moving target shit. Like you. And they used to like account for people cutting their ears.
Yeah.
And they were like, sometimes they'd have wagonfuls of ears just to do the accounting of like
how many people they
just killed.
Yeah.
That's like next level shit, dude.
They were unbelievably strong, skilled. Like they said, it was fighting a swarm of bees, because you would have all these people on horseback, and everyone has been living and working together for so long, and they all have the same horse skills. So an army is attacking, you have all these horses running manically around you and arrows just flying at you, just like and they would do shit like they would come and attack you at the top of a hill and just like be like in warfare,
galloping.
Come in there, be in warfare, and then they would retreat, and you would think like, oh, we got him beat, and they would run into a forest, and they would have fresh horses in the forest and jump on new horses and jump and run out and like
I'm shocked. Like for you, especially for coming from the gaming world, like that, I'm shocked there's not some crazy Mongol game that's like a huge world that is the world of the Mongols, essentially.
There probably is. I know there's been like some Total War games. There's Total War Attila, and the Total Wars are like strategy games where you like move people around and everything, but I haven't played a straight up Genghis Khan game. He killed his own brother.
Yeah, bro, he killed everybody. He was like leadership first, and like he wasn't all about nepotism. He had like the highest level guys from like the battlefield could take general positions.
Yes.
Whereas back in the day, it used to be like, no, you got to be my cousin, you got to be my brother. Like it's got to be in the family for you to lead people. They're like, no, if you show it on the battlefield, you can lead motherfuckers.
Then you earn it. There was a dude from an opposing army who shot him off his horse. And then he had the guy brought to him. And the guy's like, oh, this guy's going to fucking chop my head off. He promoted him and gave him like a general position. And he nicknamed him the Arrow. Because he's like, you fucking shot me off.
That's anime shit. That is textbook anime shit, dude.
And he was like, yeah, no, this guy's fucking sick. This guy can shoot a bow, baby. You want a job, man?
It's like, I've killed 100,000 people. I've never been hit by a bow.
Never been hit.
You're hired.
You're hired.
You know what I mean? Like,
my favorite shit is what he did to the Shah. The fucking,
I forget who's the Shah.
So I think it's what is now Iran or Iraq. But so it's like back in like this is like 1,000 years ago, obviously. Genghis Khan sends a messenger to I can't remember what the city's called, but it's like a city of like 100,000 people. It's like the biggest metropolitan area in like the Middle East.
Yeah.
And he sends a
it's like Calgary back in.
It's like
This is like Calgary of Jerusalem. I don't know. Keep going. Bad banter.
He sends this messenger because he wants to go to war with China. So he's like, I need supplies and shit. So he sends this messenger. The Shah receives the messenger. It's like, I'm not going to do trade with a dirty Mongol. Kills the messenger. Sends him back to Genghis Khan. And this is Genghis Khan.
That was the message.
That was the message.
There's no message. He killed that motherfucker.
And this is Genghis Khan's whole policy of being like, I don't get disrespected. I do not. So he stops his war with China. He literally goes like, excuse me. Goes to this guy's front door at the end, like comes to the gates of the city, and he sends like a message to the Shah, and he goes, come out, I'll kill you, and everyone can live. He's like, sweet deal. And the Shah's like, fuck you. And he's like, okay. Kills everyone. Every single person, destroys everything, salts the earth. It takes like 800 years for the city to repopulate and be what it was before.
That old level, like... just fucking like republic like thinking, because they had to have brought thousands of pounds of salt with them, right? You know what I mean? They brought salt. The salt was coming on the way. They were, you know what I mean? Like that like, is evil.
Like as soon as the guy was like, fuck you, Genghis Khan said, bring the salt.
Right? Order the salt. See to it that it's like, that's crazy shit where you're just like, not every, like, you will remember this disrespect for centuries. Because you can't grow a fucking like peach to save your life here. Like, why, Daddy? Why can't I grow anything here? Well, 200 years ago, the leader was stupid.
Yeah, and he got fucking killed.
Salt the earth. That's like sadistic old style fucking control shit. That's so fucked, dude.
Oh, it's so fucked. I just like that mentality of just him being like, he literally stops a war. He's at full-scale war with his main enemy. And he goes, excuse me, someone disrespected me? Absolutely not. Absolutely
he goes, he's like keyboard is like BRB.
Yeah, he fucking takes off. Oh
that shit's crazy, man. Yeah. And like, I feel like the person who is living now, who will have lore in the future, is Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
Every time, like, Elon is like, I saw a headline, they're like, Elon Musk now able to develop a new Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the only Jurassic Park, but it's like, the new one, the old one was a fucking, like, butt.
Yeah.
But, like, he's able to develop it. He's like, they're not genetically accurate, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, with some years of, like, mating and whatnot, they'll actually be, like, new species of dinosaurs. I'm like, dude. This guy's literally gonna be the first guy to keep his brain, and he'll have like a little like robot that has like a brain in a liquid vat.
Yeah.
and it's still his voice.
They upload his consciousness to like some fucking.
He's gonna be the first to do shit like that.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Elon? Because like I don't know a lot about him, and some people love him, some people hate him. Because his wealth is all from fucking apartheid mines. His
like his family's wealth?
Yeah, his family got all their money from emerald mines during the apartheid. And
that's like the bloodiest possible.
That's
like,
blood
that's
money.
The venture,
blood money. So then a lot of people get, because he'll say shit like, "Oh, nothing was ever accomplished in anything less than a 100-hour work week, or nothing was ever accomplished in a 40-hour work week." So telling like that hustle porn kind of mentality. But then when you find out that his wealth and success mostly comes from blood money.
But does it though? I think it's families. I don't know if it's him.
Definitely he had leverage from his parents being extremely wealthy from that. But is he a bad guy because of that?
No, I don't think so, because he came, from what I understand, the guy came to Canada by himself, went to school, like did the most engineering stuff, and like obsessed with innovation, kept doing stuff, got into one failed thing, got into PayPal, sold that, made a bunch, then SpaceX, this. I think he's a serial entrepreneur who's literally doing more than anybody to progress, to literally progress the state of human beings, despite like an actual economic interest. You know what I mean? Like despite any economic interest, he's doing shit like SpaceX now. I don't know if it's profitable or not, but that'll make him money, sure.
Yeah.
But like doing stuff like putting his car in space. Like trying to do the Hyperloop. All this stuff is like this. These are not things that are profitable. This is because he's doing the first, like R&D. Usually the way it works is the military will pay for R&D.
Yeah.
And they will like spend mass money to have the most advanced weapons.
Yeah.
And it may not necessarily have a like an actual return on investment, but it gives the country like confidence that they're secure, right?
Yeah.
And what they learn in that military R&D, they then put into industry.
Yeah.
But with him, like that's how NASA used to be. No company, NASA's not profitable. No company could do that. But they took everything they learned and are now creating it into like a profitable thing. But with other stuff, they are like Hyperloop and stuff like that. He's the first of it. Like doing shit that is not going to make him money. It's just like, this is how the future of like, this is a better way of like that type of shit. I don't see anybody else really doing it on that scale. So from that point of view, I think he's done enough to cancel out his family's sins.
Because I didn't know much about him.
Do you want water, by the way?
No, I'm good. I didn't know much about him. I just knew. Sorry. I knew that some people love him, some people hate him. But I wanted to ask you specifically because you're African. So that I was like, what would your opinion be on this? But like, I know that he's like pushing the envelope in every sense of the word. He wants to put chips in people's brains and shit like that.
A couple years ago, I'm like, we are seeing the making of a supervillain who's not gone dark yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something will happen that'll make him turn, because he's like trying to get to Mars. Like think of if Tesla is everywhere in every country.
Yeah.
So now that his intellectual property has access to you behind your wheel for millions of people, has access to space infrastructure and like terraforming, like setting up colonies on planets and shit. Like that's the trifecta, and solar roofs. He's trying to put like solar roofs on people's places so they go off the grid.
Yeah.
Like if you connect the dots, it's like bypassing society almost. Like he is getting to a level of strength that is past militaries. You know what I mean? It's and let's say like his fucking kid goes, God forbid, his kid goes on a school trip that's funded by the city and dies.
Yeah.
And then he's like, got like a fucking.
He's like, it's like just loses it.
Loses it.
Yeah. Well, we already have Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is the villain.
But Jeff Bezos is just so rich.
Jeff Bezos is just so rich, but he is rich at the expense of other people. Like at the most, like
Amazon, like people dying in Amazon.
Yeah, people are
working
pissing
like crazy.
Have you heard about the bottle piss thing?
No, I have not. But I'm piecing it together right now.
Oh my god, this was like a huge. So like, stuff started coming out that people at Amazon. So this is like, let's track back to like beginning pandemic. People are still working at Amazon. They give them a $2 raise, hazard pay, which they take away after like a month or two. Because they're like, oh, well, pandemic's over. It's like, no, it's not over. These people are still working in horrible conditions. So even $2 giving them so they can run your entire company and you can make $90 billion over a pandemic takes that away. Then it's found out that people are forced to work so hard there and are so scared that they're going to lose their jobs that they don't take bathroom breaks. They piss in bottles. And then to keep fucking working. This information gets out. The fucking PR team and the higher ups and the corporate level of Amazon is so fucking pompous that they take to Twitter themselves and go, no one's pissing in bottles. It's fine. Like the work conditions, we would never do that, blah, blah, blah. And then fucking all this shit comes out from the workers being like, no, here's my body pissed in a bottle. Here's my piss bottle. Yeah, here's a bottle. Here's a jug full of piss. Like, yeah, just boom, boom, boom.
Like
all this
pictures.
All this shit starts flowing out. All these stories are flowing out of people that were actually pissing in bottles so they could just fucking have a minimum wage job.
Dude, like I had a friend who worked at Amazon. You know why that is? Because first of all, you imagine that all these warehouses are depot-style distribution centers that are massive.
Yeah.
Like my buddy worked in one where it's like they have microclimates. One area of the plant has like fog. And the other has like a little like snow, like because they're so high and long.
Yeah,
literally there's microclimates in this place. But my buddy was saying that when he was working there like 5 years back, if you were there for a year, you were considered a veteran.
Yeah,
and every single thing you do is tracked. So like every box you put out, there is a metric to every single thing you do. So the motherfuckers, they can't like leave their spot and walk 300 meters to the wall of probably like a perimeter of this massive building. Like, because then they would take a hit on their performance.
Yeah.
So literally, the metrics reflect that shit.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
Which is robotic shit.
Yeah, it's
robotic shit.
It's fucking and that this guy is no one's getting paid a livable wage. It's insane that you can work for a company that is very wealthy. So you're working
extremely, like literally the wealthiest.
The richest company in the world. You're working for Amazon. You're working for Walmart. You're working for one of these super wealthy companies, but you're making the same as if you worked at an independent corner store. With
the highest level of pressure?
Yeah. How come working for massive companies doesn't reflect your income at all? That's fucking insane.
Because I think the whole model is like we will take over, we will monopolize this game at every cost, and like for us to actually be the biggest, we have to pay you just what is legal and just what is fair.
Yeah, which is
it's
disgusting.
$15 an hour. We're gonna pay you $16.
And then
you know what I mean? Like
their needs and the way people used to push back against this was through unions. Yeah, and now unions have kind of been washed away through an old time of like factory work, and they've innovated away a lot of people's rights. Like if you drive for Uber full time, you're not even an employee.
No, you're self-contractor.
Yeah, so it's like
which has its own benefits, but at the same time though, unions like at the beginning, there's a need to put them together. But unions, I've talked about this. Unions like a union that's been around for 100 years cultivates a vibe that's very anti-innovation.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't know if you've ever like seen people who've been unionized, like 10 years unionized. There's like a diplomatic immunity vibe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, everything needs to be broken down and restructured over time. But right now we're in like late stage capitalism where some of these things need to be broken down. Maybe old union system isn't what needs to happen, but something needs to change. There's all this shit going on at these fucking meat packing facilities as well, where people are working under similar conditions, and if they get injured on the job, they have to sign away like their rights to sue the company so they can get medical services covered.
Wow.
And a guy even,
and they just give him like, sign this and we'll have an ambulance here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't even think it's not even
there's no way they go like sign away everything. They're just like sign this, and an ambulance is on the way.
Exactly. Yeah. And they don't cover everything. They're not covering. They're just letting you. They're just letting you get some sort of medical treatment. And there's like an on-site nurse who will see you.
Like a school nurse.
Yeah, school nurse who was having people, like a guy, I think he had some sort of like bladder infection or something and ended up needed to get like an organ removed, and she kept being like, take some Tylenol. Yeah. A guy had his hands crushed and they made him sign one of those waivers with a pen in his mouth.
Legit?
Yeah.
No way.
How disgusting people are forced to work in some of these conditions, which is, it's fucked. It's fucked. Like, it's one thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being hyper successful and making tons of money. I think that's okay. But then you're not paying taxes and your workers are pissing in bottles to keep a job. This is too far of an imbalance.
There's going to be a mutiny.
There needs to be like, man,
an Amazon mutiny.
Dude, if someone cut off Jeff Bezos' head right now, no one would feel sad. People would cheer.
No, 100%. Because someone would step in and like, they're like, is my Amazon Prime still good? You know what I mean? Like, that's all people give a fuck about. Like, can I still receive packages in 2 days or less? You put somebody else in there.
Leveraging your wealth in such a way, there needs to be some more shame and fear put towards it. Like did you see fucking what's her name? It was Dre's ex-wife, and her like whatever like
she wanted a bunch of money. I think
it was her alimony that she wanted was something fucking crazy, like $9 million a month.
Yeah,
it was something insane, and she wrote down like $900,000 for entertainment, like this. And for you to be a person during a pandemic asking for that while people are like getting fired and unemployment is at an all-time high and people are starving, for you to put that forward without the fear of people coming to chop your fucking head off, that should change, I think.
100%. Like,
you should be extremely ashamed and afraid to flaunt that kind of wealth.
Right, the standard to be like, that's my standard of living right there.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? That's my standard of living, and you have to pay me such that my standard of living stays the same.
Exactly.
$900,000 a month
for entertainment. People can't even fucking eat right now. No, and like you should be worried that those people are gonna come into your home and fucking take your life and everything you own.
That's like some Brazil shit, you know what I mean?
It's like there needs. I don't think it needs to go so far as that we're ripping down.
Bro, the Mongol stuff really got into your head.
Me. But
like, we need a little bit of this in current society.
There needs to be balance because people are going.
It's getting outrageous.
It's getting outrageous, and it's not only just an effect on society and people. It's this all-time like endless consumerism is now fucking the planet. We now have these super tankers that are moving goods constantly. Everyone's buying like fucking bobblehead knickknack bullshit, and it's just fucking choking the ocean, and the planet's heating up, and we're gonna fucking die so we can fucking have a stuffed Yoda? Fuck off.
Dude, every place I go, including my own house, so I don't want to say like I'm not like, everywhere I go, people have a fucking like a stack of empty Amazon boxes.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. Like I was just home, my sister's got like 6 like on the living room that wait to be thrown out, like 4 in a room. And I'm like, that's every one of my friends is like this. I'm like this, you know what I mean? I'm like, where's all this shit going? They have to at least, I mean, like capitalism and consumerism is not going anywhere, but at least give us some sort of buyback where it's like you have some sort of collapsible plastic thing that you house it in, and it's like a new zip thing that the zip thing is throwable. And the whole like they need to make it so
it's not so much
not everybody's dropping 40 boxes on a daily basis, man.
Yeah. No, it's a wild the amount of waste that's being created through all this stuff. And a lot of it is fucking needless. We don't need all this fucking garbage. We're consuming shit for like, I don't know, to fill some void in order to have some level of pleasure. And it's like, fuck off, man. Meditate and think about your life and make some friends and hang out and have a good time and have a beer.
Well, you know why? It's because it's easy for you to say because you're following passions. You're an artist doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people get into the rat race of trying to get a job, getting the schooling for the job, and then getting into the job. And then suddenly now your priorities become that company's priorities.
Yeah.
So you look forward to the weekend, you drink hard on Friday, you want to buy shit. You know what I mean? It's the only little milestones that keep it going because there's not a lot of fulfillment coming from the 40 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Pull that away, then people are like, yo, the more I got into doing this, now all my money is spent on, like, all the money I've spent in these last couple months has been on this studio.
Yeah.
There's not a shoe that I see that I'm like, yo, I want that shoe. There's cars that I see that I'm like, I want that car.
Yeah.
But I know it's just like, I want that car. It's not like, if I got $100,000 right now, I'm not going to Porsche. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, that, but back in the day, bro, I still have things from like my corporate days. I bought like the sickest knife.
Yeah.
I bought like, I'm like, I gotta have the best knife.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like,
Those are the things in the corporate days. I'm like, I gotta put $200 on this knife.
Yeah.
Shit's not gonna cut right if I don't fucking buy this Japanese knife that was made in the area of Japan. That's where they made samurai swords.
Yeah.
Centuries ago.
It's so fucking
irrelevant knowledge.
No, yeah, it is. It's irrelevant. It's just endless eating and taking, and we can't do it anymore.
We don't have the real problem is that life is too good in this first world.
Yeah.
In the first world now, life is getting to a point where it's so good that like it's spawning all these like mental health issues, in my opinion, are very real. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, are fake, are hoax. No, like mental health is a direct result of like abundance, like widespread mental health issues is a direct result of abundance and like just ease of life, bro.
I think that's definitely a factor. Like I think that our lifestyle and this like there's not a focus put on any sort of like self-reflection ever. It's like everything we consume and do is external. So it's like you get a job, get a car, buy this thing, buy that. We never did
a breathing class in school. There was never a mindfulness class in school.
Nothing
none
like
of
that.
This shit.
Go around, go through your thoughts, understand why you're angry or why you're frustrated or why you're sad, and move these thoughts around in your mind. There's also our parents. The biggest thing that I think happened with our parents' generation was they got like a sweet deal in the real estate market. Absolutely. But
the dream used to be real, where it's like, I'll buy the place that's affordable, that like a regular demands like regular income of like middle America or middle Canada income,
and you
can get you a nice house that you could like support your family in.
Exactly.
Now it's like you need dual income to fucking get an apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is like another thing that's another system.
Right now it's just a nightmare that's a result of the pandemic. But even before this, it was just scaling at a crazy rate.
Of course, because it's all these, that's a whole other thing. We could go on tangents about all these things. But now our parents got that benefit of having affordable, realistic real estate. Now, but what they did get fucked on was nutrition. They got
big time
fucked on nutrition.
The food group.
Yeah.
Make sure to eat bread and milk every day.
All that
Here's
shit.
Timmy milk.
His
bones are strong.
Just got fed grains. Fast food was blowing up. There was like fucking microwave dinners, all this like freezer shit. That was just getting pumped at our parents' generation super hard. And there wasn't the education about how to eat properly. And we're getting like hype. There's like a hyper correction where it's like every new fad of like keto, this, that, low fat, high fat, and it's like, but at least we're getting educated on that properly. Like I feel like our generation, when it comes to,
there's evolution for sure happening, but we're getting fucked on like just the actual standard of living. They'd say our parents' age, like as far as like North America is concerned, was the peak of the parabola.
Yeah,
that it's actually going down as far as like standard of living and the ability to like we're knowledgeable that we need to stretch and maybe stretch after a 6-hour car ride or you know what I mean. Maybe eat an apple every now and then.
We're treating
know
our
that,
bodies better.
But we got to be 4 people in a house now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to do that.
Yeah. No, and they're like, I don't know, maybe that's the give and take, but it doesn't have to be the give and take because some people are living in such an affluence that they have it all, right? And beyond your wildest dreams, they're getting fucking stem cells injected in their ass every fucking day. And it's like, you can't afford your goddamn rent and because your boss is paying you a shit wage at a shit job where he's taking advantage of you. And it's like, and there's nothing to regulate it. Fuck that.
Yeah, on like a low level, it does fall on like personal responsibility.
Yeah,
but like some issues are like you see them everywhere. You know what I mean? Like across the board, I know people are like I remember when the pandemic first hit, people are like, is your landlord giving you a break on rent? I'm like, no, what? Whose landlord right now has contacted them and being like, hey, by the way, my mortgage hasn't changed at all for the property you live in, but hey, feel free to pay me 20% less. That people have been like flexible with like, okay, don't pay me now, but you got to pay me for both months next month.
Yeah.
But nobody got a mortgage discount, or sorry, a rent discount that I know of.
No.
Like that was a thing. That's never going to be a thing.
No, it is a balance because there has to be a level of personal responsibility on all these things. You have to be like, it's my job to like take care of my own body and educate myself on how to eat and fucking understand how to save money and how to invest and all these things I can learn. But also, I shouldn't have to master the stock market just so I can fucking put a down payment on a host.
Yeah.
It's like
or NFTs or something.
Well, what's these? I got to learn cryptos now if I want to fucking be able to have a future. It's like, no, that shouldn't be the mandatory, but you do have to take responsibility for like learning these things to better your life. But at the same time, the government has to come part way and let it so companies can't rip and tear and suck everything out of the earth. Well, we are the ones who are going to fucking suffocate as the planet runs out of fucking oxygen.
I know. But at the same time, the planet's got a couple thousand years at least. You know, to think that the planet, like if you look at like, let's say the planet's been here 4 billion years. Yeah. To think that we will see the end of the world in our lifetime.
It's a big ego.
It is enormous. You know what I mean? It is like there is no scenario that, well, actually, obviously, you know, God willing, right? An asteroid, I don't know, comet, I don't know what it is, but like 99.99999% it's not going to happen now. But at the same time, it's like sooner or later, you got to, like, as you get older, you realize early on, you're like, I don't give a fuck, you know, my own thing. And as you get older, you're like, ugh, it's a lot of, I'm surrounded by bad habits. Like, bad habits are the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like if I was talking to my little sister yesterday, and she wants to do a grad program for something, and like just I'm asking her some questions that like I can tell no one has asked, because it's like society's still in this point where it's like you take things for face value as to what people's what's the word I'm looking for, ambitions are. Like, let's say like my sister wants to do occupational therapy, right? And like the reasons for it are whatever, if it's good or bad, but the point is like I'm asking her like, oh, do you think that'll be fulfilling? What part of what you've done so far makes you think you want to do that? Because a lot of what people are doing right now is like, what career pays well and has good hours, and let's go to that. And it's like, yo, like, are you fulfilled with any aspect of doing that type of thing? And it's like, she stops and thinks, like, no one has asked that question.
Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of people ask that question in anything. Like when you look at, I mean, we both work in the entertainment space. You look at like some of the most popular shows of all time. Some of them are great. Like I think The Office is a legitimately like great written show, has tons of great jokes in it and like good story arcs and everything.
Absolutely.
It's a great show, but you watch another show like Big Bang Theory and you're like, this is the most generic hack.
That's the model, jokes. Sitcom model.
Yeah.
Input jokes.
Nerd jokes. And it's just hacky nerd jokes that are very
rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Like anyone could digest. But when you're watching these things, I think very few people sit down and watch the show. And while they're consuming it, do they go, do I like this? It's a sitcom. Is it making me laugh? Have I ever laughed out loud at this show? Like that concept rarely happens to people. People are shoving so many things in them all the time that they rarely have those internal moments to be like, what am I doing and am I happy and am I enjoying this? And are the things I'm doing making me happy and am I enjoying them?
The catch-22 about it is the longer you go without asking yourself that question, the more cornered you are. The more like you can't ask yourself that question because like you're like paying off your living room set on a fucking payment plan to the brick. Yeah. You have a finance. You just got a mortgage. You just are financing a boat. Yeah. You're talking about getting a cottage. Like you are so tied down on so many fronts, you can't ask yourself, am I fulfilled? Yeah. The bank will be like, motherfucker, get the fuck back to it. Yeah. Fulfilled? That ship's long past. You know what I mean?
I was so lucky, man. I was like 21 or I was like 20 or 21 and I took a break and I sat down on the edge of my bed and I was like, what do I like to do? And I was like, I like playing video games. I like working out, and I had like just started doing stand-up, and I was like, I like doing this stand-up thing. I was like, hey, what am I spending all my time doing? I was like, drinking and doing drugs and trying to fuck girls. That's it. And that's what I'm spending all my money on and all my time on. So I was like, okay, like those things are still fun. Doesn't mean you can never do those things ever, but make sure that these, like this trifecta of fitness, comedy, and video games is always in your life, and you should probably always be happy. And I've tried to stick to that, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a pretty good recipe.
I love the try. Should try to be happy.
Yeah. And see if that makes you happy, then it makes you happy. And I've implemented those things into my career and lifestyle more and more because I'm not rejecting what I want to do. Then I've been able to get more happy. And I kept the subjects very broad. It's like what I like to do, I like this performance thing. I like fucking video games. It was something I've been doing ever since I was a little kid. I was like fucking 2 years old or something. Started playing an NES, and it's like, and I like to be fit so I look hot and feel good.
Like, right?
Yeah, it's like
and feel good is and like self like value. Like like I'm fucking, girls want me. I fucking feel good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like even if you feel like, oh, girls don't, or whoever you wants you, whatever. It's like, at least feel good.
At least feel good.
Yeah. You know?
And I think if I don't know if anyone's listening to this and they're having that sort of contemplation, just think of like the basic things that you get enjoyment out of and try to implement them into your life more.
But that's so but at the same time, I'm like, yo, if you have like that angst, that existential angst, and you have not fucking acted in these last 13 months, it will never happen. You will never do a thing. If you did not do it during COVID, the reset of life that has the unprecedented reset in this last century, that's nothing like this has happened.
Yeah.
You're not like, you can't, then fear has an actual grip on you. And I'm not talking about people that are like, my job's meh, you know what I mean? I'm talking about people that are like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I got to do something different. If you didn't act,
dude, if you're listening
you know what I
to
mean?
this,
Like,
and you're one of those people, now's the time to pull the trigger, man.
Yeah,
because it's like
the time would have been like March of last year, if not April, if not May, if not June. It's like,
but always, man. I don't know. Every time I've made a substantial leap, like I'm quitting my job, and like.
But your job was.
My job,
the top 10, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's where I'm still working now, and it's like
that's why you have. Every time you say like you start talking about this history shit, I'm like, did you write like a top 10 on this, the Mongol shit?
Dude, yeah. I put Genghis Khan into so many lists.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Loved. Then he was like,
my favorite was with the Shah.
Yeah,
it's like the Shah. Who knows the Shah?
I'll be doing a list. I'll be like, and then 100,000 people killed fucking everyone. Everyone's dead.
The years alone carried 4 wagons.
Yeah, dude. So yeah,
you're gonna quit the gig?
Quick top 10, because top 10 is good, but it's also building something for someone else.
Yeah,
it's like now it's time to go independent, and it's like not the highest paying thing of anything of all time. So it's like
keeps the lights on.
Yeah, it keeps the lights on. But now it's like now you got to make those moves. I've grown and learned what I can there, and the next step is a scary one, man. I don't have a direct thing lined up. I have like, okay, focus on commercials. I got a few potential offers on the table.
But you've been smashing it in TikTok. So what has been coming your way? Like, what are you at? You're like 2-3 million followers now?
I'm at 2.3 million at the time of making this.
So now you get the brand people are being like, put this in or make a thing for me for this.
So I have someone who's working on brand deals. I have now an American manager who's going to help me like get gigs in the States and like work on getting a visa.
Are you going to do visa stuff?
Yeah, visa stuff and everything.
And this came up from TikTok?
This all came from TikTok.
Fuck yes.
And so like that's like the foundation line for that. I already have like an agent here in Canada.
Yep.
And you know what? One of the wildest things is that's such a highlight of like how fucking unfocused and how little opportunity there is in Canada. I've had 3 different managers reach out from the States being like, can I rep you? I've seen your stuff. It's great, blah, blah, blah. 0 from Canada.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got just today I got reached out for some news channel in like BBC News.
Yeah.
They have Arabic.
Oh, yeah?
They just literally messaged me today. They're like, can you come do a segment about being a Muslim, like content creator, something, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, isn't that funny how Toronto, BlogTO, none of these people, you're putting out content, you're running shows. I've got this podcast, repping Toronto for years.
Yeah.
Nothing here.
Yeah.
And then it's the people that come abroad. And opportunities from an artist has like a couple people of all the money I've really made from like random brand stuff is people from the States.
Yeah.
You know? It's just there. They actually, I don't know what the seeing someone and being like, I want to get involved with that person and like have some sort of revenue stream. That whole process is way shorter in the States than here. I don't know what it is about Canada.
I think there's more revenue to be made. There's more people to make revenue off of. But also just Canada, it's so lame. Just the process in which everything happens is slow. The people willing to take risks are so little. There's so few people you can turn to make something made. It's like Bell and CBC. It's like, that's it.
Literally.
Yeah. And it's
literally.
Like, if they say no to you, there's no other major network that can make anything for you. And it's just like, and because of that, they have like very, neutered perspectives on what content should be made here, which is insane because when you look at some of the greatest things that have come out of Canada in terms of television shows and different types of content, you have like Trailer Park Boys, Working Moms.
Well, the cream of the crop in a lot of instances, bro. Some of the biggest banger, like box office people, Jim Carrey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, came from Canada. Canada breeds this underdog vibe that is super successful. You know what I mean? But not in Canada, ironically,
Which is so strange. And it's like, can't you recognize that so much of this good content coming out is edgy and has an opinion and is like rude? Like Trailer Park Boys is one of the most foul shows ever made. And it's hilarious. I love it.
And the production is like shoestring budget and
so
killing
cheap.
it. Yeah.
Killing it. And they have and then you have fucking Letterkenny, which is also another show that like obviously is going to be more rude. It's made for an older audience, but they're like, no, we got to neuter everything we make. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys? And we have
because CBC always has to make sure that it is a blanket approach.
Yes.
What we create can work in Saskatchewan, in Toronto. It's representative. And it's a one-size-fits-all solution.
And it's who cares about that? We have a market of nearly 400 million people just south of the border that we understand perfectly. All we do is consume American culture, and we know it just as well as they do, and we can make content for them.
And we have a Canadian shit on. That's why we call it America's hat. Literally everything they do, we're just kind of like on the pigtails of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we're just kind of following behind.
And it's like, let's make shows for them. Let's make a show in Canada and sell it to America instead of trying to sell our content to only our own population. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
The acting thing too, man. It's like I just actually got my first on TV like with lines, proper spot this Friday. I just shot it, and
what?
Man, this acting thing is like I like it and I'm good at it when it's like this scene.
Yeah.
But the hours that
in
surround
between,
it, and I'm not even talking about commercials. Commercials are fine because it's a one thing and go.
Yeah.
Whereas this, like, dude, like this scene, this scene is like I'm just like it's boys playing Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
And like it's like I have like a couple lines that have a little to do with the game, but man, before I'm sitting there for like 6 hours, and then like the producer walks over, goes, one of the production people is teaching the background people how to play Settlers of Catan. It'd be good if you knew. And I'm like, I don't think I really need to for these lines.
Yeah.
Like it's like more of banter happening during the game.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay. And then another higher producer goes, yeah, they're learning Settlers of Catan. So if you want to make your way over there, and I'm like, now I'm over there learning the fucking rules of this game, trying to keep my lines still memorized. Yeah. And I'm like, what? The only way I want to be involved in this is a show that I'm involved in writing and creating. Then it's a different vibe completely.
Yeah.
Then it's like I want to be involved in every aspect. I don't want to be an actor that is just like, I was even live with the fucking wardrobe chick. I'm like, I'm like in my little trailer. I'm like, I act now?
Yeah.
Like I come out like, am I up? Like,
dude, I've never I don't know. I think acting for me is like a means to an end. Like book some commercials here and there, you get some
money.
Yeah. Like get a spot on a TV show, more people see it, more people come see the stand up. That's what I think is so precious about stand up. Stand up is that irreplaceable product that only you can make. Like you write your act and then people come to see that, and that's what it's all about. And people have to come to you to get that. It's like when a great band or a great musician releases an album, everyone goes to check it.
You gotta see it.
Because only they can make that thing, right? With acting, you're a piece in a puzzle, and like everything's kind of coming together. And if that's your dream, I get it. But it's so beholden to other people and other things. And
please say yes is the vibe of acting.
Yes. And I'm just like, I don't know. I've never when I do it, I have fun with it, but I would never want it to be the crown jewel of the operation.
Oh, of course. I'm in the same boat, but one tweak is the exact same. We're in the exact same scenario, but I want them to come watch the stand up because of the show I'm in and we made.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of me just being in a big show, it's like I want to make that show.
Yeah.
And then come watch the stand up. You know, because then we write. You write your experience, because it used to be you kill it as a stand-up, they make a sitcom after you, and you pretty much put your act in that sitcom.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld, you've seen 100. Everybody Hates Chris a million times, right? Yeah. But it's like now there's like a million shows out there. I don't think there's the same level of appetite for like trying to get this person or this person to start. They're just recreating the same studios are getting the same writer. The show that I just did.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote, what's it called? How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And the guy who produced, like, it's like people that are like tried and true. There's not a lot of room for like these small guys, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like if you inch your way into that, like Louis is the best example. His show he writes, he edits it himself. It's a hilarious show, and his stand-up is fucking great. I just want to be involved creatively in every aspect. I don't want to be like an actor is like a fucking just high-paid face and line slave.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
No, I don't know. I have some ideas for stuff. I think animated is the way I would go 100%. I love like making something stupid and animated. But
I'll tell you this, and you, I know you'll recognize this, and I think TikTok has exposed this. TikTok has exposed just how big of a culture there is between black and anime.
Oh, yeah.
Black and anime come together to a level I don't think anybody realized until TikTok came along.
It was because black people knew and anime fans knew.
But we all kind of knew.
Yeah. But it's wild how it's like, it's not even just like nerdy black guys. It's like hard, like serious gangster black guys
We
love
all
anime.
like anime.
It's I don't know why.
Because anime is great,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? But there's something in the zeitgeist that like anime's for kind of pussies or kids, and black guys are hard. There's something implied about it where they don't mix, and they mix like fucking like
the best
steak and eggs. You know what I mean?
It's like fucking PB&J. Like it's
steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs is great. I love steak
eggs and bacon. I don't know. Like that is the thing I want to what I want to work on. I want to combine that.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm like. I'm super into anime. I am black.
Yeah.
So it's like just inherently it will take the black experience and the anime love vibe.
Yeah.
And like put those together into something that I think and Speak Raw. What we did shout out to Speak Raw TV who just did his trailer for the episodes. What's it called?
I can't remember what it's called.
Anyway, Speak Raw TV. It's, Sammy Speak Raw. I'll have him back on to plug that. But like that vibe of like bringing that shit together. Yeah. It's like this is a home run that no one is really capitalizing on for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, it's a huge market and it's hilarious. It's naturally hilarious because it's like. Man, but do you know Tex, right? Tex Eknes?
Yeah, of course.
He's
big into anime.
You're big into anime, buddy of ours. He has like
I gotta have that guy on.
He has like a group chat where they talk anime, and I don't know if it's a group chat or like a Facebook group. And he said most of the people in the Facebook group are like fucking like thug black dudes who like play football their whole life, and they watch all the animes. They watch like fucking like even like the girly like. Teen fucking drama animes. Like they watch all of it.
All of it. But my little brother is in school at Brock.
Yeah.
And like I see with his roommates, so they're all like black.
Yeah.
And anime is a constant like they are at like he's like like 6-7 years like younger.
Yeah.
Or like 5 years younger.
Yeah.
So like they're at the point where it's in the surface. Yeah. Whereas for me, I remember it was always kind of like because I went to Waterloo, so I had a lot of Asian friends, so I could talk anime.
Yeah.
But with my black friends, it wasn't like let's. You know what I mean?
No.
But everyone was watching Dragon Ball Z. Everyone was watching this,
Dragon Ball Z was like that. I mean, that's the classic. It's so good. Have you been up to date on like Dragon Ball
Super? Yeah, I watched all of Super. I loved it. But it's like Super actually was great. You know, GT fucked it up, but Super was actually As long as you take that World Martial Art Tournament saga and recreate that, I'm happy.
I think the Tournament of Power is my favorite saga. Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z,
everything.
And everything. Like Frieza saga's amazing, and so's the androids. Like there's a lot of really good ones, but the Tournament of Power is so fucking good. There's so much fan service. Master Roshi fights, fucking everything.
Dude,
fucking
catering to every fan.
You get Gohan and Piccolo team up. Like let's fucking go.
Who was the ultimate strong guy in red? What's his name? Kippon or something?
Jian.
Was it Jian?
or the last dude,
the bad motherfucker,
the bad guy
who meditates like hard as fuck.
I think it was Jaren. Yes, I think it was Jaren.
Dude, what?
The Jaren fight is sick. The new powers and like how we have
Ultra
that
Instinct and like
so sick.
But have you realized how they've totally run out of colors?
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
used to be yellow for Super Saiyan,
Yeah.
and then they're like blue for this and red for Kaioken.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Ultra Instinct is just like whiteness.
Yeah, they're
now.
like, he's just gray now, man. He's fucking great.
But half of TikTok is black guys talking like Nani?
Yeah.
Nani estendayo? And they have like a fucking samurai sword, dude.
Dude, that fucking in the Tournament of Power when he's fighting. Also, if you guys haven't seen it, it's spoilers for the Tournament of Power. Fucking when he's fighting those two sisters, the two sisters that go Super Saiyan and then they mix together.
Oh yeah, the Saiyans.
Twins, yeah. So he's fighting those two, and he's like kind of getting his ass kicked. And then he goes Ultra Instinct, like the early Ultra Instinct, when they're like, you can't fly. So he's like jumping around with the Kamehameha, and he fucking like glides over her blast and blasts her with the Kamehameha. Like fucking that moment is so fucking sick, dude. I watch it sometimes at work, and I just throw it on, and I'm just like, yo,
that's the best music. Dude, are you serious? Like that literally gives shivers down my spine.
And he's like, fucking, he's doing it!
Yeah. Ultra Instinct, are you fucking kidding me,
Ultra
man?
Instinct is so sick. It's so sick,
Oh,
man.
one more time. Oh, God, I hope YouTube doesn't. This is like free, right? Oh, God. Oh, my God, I fucking love it, man.
Dude.
Dragon Ball Z, what a franchise. And besides GT, they have managed to not rape a cash cow.
Yeah.
Like, look
absolutely.
at Simpsons.
Yeah.
Simpsons is going for 2 more. Simpsons 37, 39. I don't know what season they're on.
Yeah.
But that's like a perfect example of like taking a great thing and just literally raping. Like it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, let's stop at a point where it still has artistic value and integrity.
And they're like, absolutely not. Though.
No, absolutely not. And they took it. They're just fucking stomping on it at this point. And they could have done that with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
They could have had GT2 Super. They could have had Dragon Ball Z Mega. They could have
whatever.
They can go nonstop with it.
They did a good job with the movies. The movies were like
Brawly movie?
The Brawly movie, yeah, because there's the new one and the old one too.
Yeah.
Like, but they all the movies before the Dragon Ball Z movies, like they're not canon.
Yeah.
We're just doing some cool shit.
Just having fun. Yeah, exactly.
Frieza's got a brother.
Yeah.
We're doing some fucking wild shit, and that's like
Raditz.
And when you do shit that's not canon, you're like, oh fuck yeah, we just don't like.
This doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is this is part of the same world. It's like Avengers when they pull it off nicely.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Like I haven't seen what's it called? Fucking this
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I haven't seen it, but is it supposed to be good?
It starts off kind of weird. It tackles race in a really good way, which I like. That
you got to tackle something. With
that's
movies.
Especially Disney. They got to bring up something. But they do address race and like what that means in certain. I'm trying to say it without giving away any spoilers.
Yeah, just say it. He dies.
This fucker dies. But then also
police beat him. Like, oh god, it's so realistic. He's just like in the suit. He's like, I'm an Avenger.
But they like there's stuff later in the show where there's like a big twist that happens. Like where I'm watching the show right now, and it's like it started off slow and then got better. Where what was it called? WandaVision started off fucking sick and then ended like a fat fucking shit.
Fuck, like Dexter. I don't know if you ever watched Dexter.
Oh no, I didn't. But
Dexter
I know
was great, and then or like Game of Thrones, same type of shit. Just like shit the bed for the last episode.
The worst and bad ending is so fucking rough, man.
Oh, it's so blue balls.
Rough.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh fuck,
dude. Fucking. Have you watched WandaVision?
No.
Are you gonna watch WandaVision?
Should I?
I mean, are you
now that I know that the ending sucks, dude? How can I start something?
Are you into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I've watched. I didn't even know this one that you just said is a show. I thought it was a movie.
Oh no, yeah.
I didn't even know it was a show.
It's like 7 or 8 episodes. Or something.
Yeah, no, I didn't even realize that. I just literally watched like Avengers 1, Avengers 2. Like I like the Iron Man stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot into cars and Audi hard sponsors that.
Yeah.
I like that kind of. But it just goes so deep. I like it when all hands on deck.
Yeah. No, the Avengers movies and when everyone comes together, those are the best moments. Yeah. It's like everyone fucking the Avengers. You've seen Endgame, right?
I've seen Endgame. Yeah.
Like the Avengers assemble moment in Endgame. That is I can't watch that scene without getting teary. Like it's so good.
Sorry, keep going.
When he fucking pulls the hammer, it's like everyone's coming out of the fucking when he fucks up Thanos with the he picks up the hammer and he like hits his shield off the hammer off of Thanos' face. Like it's fucking sick.
Dude, they nailed it. They nailed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It actually reminds me of we're talking about the Brawley movie.
Yeah.
That new Brawley movie, you could tell their whole like animation budget was on that scene. That scene when they started fighting, it got 3D. The animation got 3D.
Yeah.
Like when they're flying over the snow, you're like, oh fuck, and they're exploding like the world's like, dude.
It went really nuts, and then they fucking. It's dope that they they go back to fucking what's it called to like Earth? Is it Earth? Does Dragon Ball Z take up place on Earth?
Yeah, it's Earth.
And then they fucking do the fusion. Like it's like
they fuck it up a couple times for comic relief type shit.
And then when they fucking nail it, it's like then they go back and kick his ass. You're like, okay, so we know how strong Brawley is. We know he's a serious dude, but he's not that serious.
Yeah. Like he's about to lose. He has to lose for this movie's like 15 minutes left. He has to lose. But like that again is pure fan service. The animation was out of this world. Up until the point of that final fight, it was like, okay, this is fun. But then that final fight, dude, just gave us everything that we wanted.
Are you a My Hero Academia guy?
Yeah, I don't. Is it season 4 or 5 right now?
It's 4. I'm almost done 4. I'm not done 4 yet.
So good. What's the Japanese word for it? Because that's
no boku. Oh man,
no hero. It's called. I love the name is Boku no Hero.
Boku no Hero.
Yeah, dude. Fucking one. Oh, no, I was thinking One Punch. All Might.
All Might, dude.
Oh, dude, that's such a great character, man.
He's such like the Superman type, like all American, fucking Boy Scout kind of guy.
Literally wears like an American flag.
Yeah. No, his whole character is great, and that show is fucking awesome, man. A show that does like fan service and is able to like up the ante constantly, and it's like when they have the whole fight in the forest. When they get ambushed by the League of Villains, you're like, oh man, that whole like scenario is fucking great.
I don't know if you ever watched early Naruto, but that was the same. Like when they're doing like the Chunin exam and like the
I never watched
Akatsuki. They like all. It's so similar. It's like the bad people come while they're training.
Yeah.
But they kill it too, because what I love about My Hero Academia and Boku no Hero is that the ranks. That my favorite thing about anime, and maybe just because I have a quantitative mind, is because the ranking structure. Nobody ranks like animes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he is the number 1 hero. Yeah. Or what's his name was the number 2 Inferno. Or what's his name?
Fucking Incinerator or fucking.
But they'll be like he's the number 2 or Beast or King.
Which one, King?
Oh no, that was in One Punch Man. Have you seen One Punch Man?
Oh yeah.
You know where the guy who's like he's never fought, but he's got the most lore as he's god level, but he just
you never see him, right?
Yeah, you never see him fight, but he's like number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He's called King. They're like he's destroyed everybody, but he's actually just avoided every fight, and now he's legendary. But shit like that, I fucking love so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
there is something that's very like intrinsic to anime about like power levels and like being like the number 1, number 2. I want to be the strongest kind of thing. You're just like, oh, it's so good.
It's like storytelling at its best.
Yes.
Like you just grip to it so well. Yeah. I don't know what it is. And my favorite thing is that this like not even like the taboo, but there's the stigma on this anime shit is finally lifting.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is so widely popular.
Yeah.
That
well, I think people started to realize for a long time, people's perception of anime was like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z.
Like, and like tits out, like,
That's it, which is an aspect of anime.
Oh, that's 80% of anime still. That is still, don't misunderstand.
Big old titties in just everywhere. Like fucking, it doesn't matter what show, but but now people are realizing that anime is just basic. Saying I don't like anime is saying like I don't like television.
Yeah, exactly. It is a medium.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Every single genre of show you have, not everyone has like, of course I like what are they, Shonen? Shonen,
yeah.
I like the shonen animes. That's what I tend to watch. It's
they're like the highly produced.
Yeah, and like it's like I want to see dudes with superpowers beat the shit out of each other. Like I'm into that shit. But you can watch animes that are just like fucking dramas.
Dude, a lot of people do. There's like a million. I don't know if you ever watch. There's so many good animes that it's just the medium of anime allows it to be like limitless. Yes. It is limitless to just the people's imagination. Whereas like even though you could say, yeah, CGI is limitless too, but CGI is dependent on a fat budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like, there's the great teacher Onizuka. I don't know if you ever read. There's one GTO. It's a pure comedy anime about a shitty teacher who used to be like a fucking like leader of like a biker gang, and now he's a teacher. Yeah. It's great. Hajime no Ippo, the boxing anime. It's fucking dope. Like, just anime cultivates that. You know, like this is what I love. Anime. They just seem to apply storytelling. It's just more. I don't know what I want to say, but refined. But it's closer to perfect storytelling. Like when you watch like Spider-Man, it's like that. There's a book called Save the Cat that's about like basic storytelling, like screenwriting.
Yeah.
And like it's all about that intro scene into a movie where the main character, like the first scene is a cat is about to get run over, and the main character like runs and saves it, but then goes to get bullied, and then some kids bully him, right?
Yeah.
So you know right away that he's true of heart.
Yeah.
And also, he's kind of like a klutz and like a dweeb.
Yeah.
So that leads to the ending, right? Anime, they just break into that like dynamic so much better. Now it's like all live television. It's all about like, it's got about nuance and subtlety. And anime. This is what it is. Anime doesn't have any of all of this like political and social commentary that everything must have now.
True.
Every movie, television show, and everything has to be like. Has to have some sort of stance about something.
It's anything, whatever it is.
Anything.
Whatever it is,
LGBT, blah, 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 human rights, anything.
You can't watch anything that's just like, oh man, can I just have a break from
like even like you said with the Avengers thing. The way you put it, you're like, they tackled race in an interesting way. Yeah. You're like even trying to find good ways.
Because I'm like, well, they had to do it. They had to do something.
It's a must.
Yeah, especially you're watching a Disney show, they're going to do something.
They must.
Yeah.
Anime is one of the last places where it's like police are fucking brutalizing black people all over the place, but this anime has just fucking aliens fighting, nothing about that, and there's a comfort in that, right?
Yeah, no, it is. It is nice to be able to take a break from the world at moments, and that you can get that through anime. It's a refreshing thing, man. So refreshing. Are you fucking on, what the fuck's that one called? It's on Kengan Asura.
No.
Dude, Kengan Asura I've watched it like 2-3 times now. It's so good. This is what the highlight, one of the things I really like about anime in terms of breaking the...
Kengan Asura?
Kengan Asura. It's on Netflix.
Ooh, I like that.
In terms of breaking the status quo of... Oh yeah, I'll search it up. Kengan Asura. In terms of breaking the status quo of what is supposed to be storytelling and television, anime breaks that constantly. So Kengan Asura is a show about every corporation, so say like Nintendo, Sony, fucking McDonald's, all these corporations, they have contracts that they constantly want. So say they want to like build a building in a certain area, a bunch of people want the contract. Instead of bidding for it, they have... they have secret underground fights you choose a champion and they fucking scrap, and like if you win this contract for your company, and so everyone has their dude.
Like, this is how decision making happens.
This is how decision making happens for these major companies. And what this show does, I think like the third episode from front to back is a fight. Is a huge, like, there's not like in TV or movies, you always see it. Fight scenes are like snippets and they're here and there, and there's always has to be character building with it. In this, they do character building in the fight, and they fucking just the whole episode is two guys fucking fighting. And you're like, front to back, the episode's a goddamn fight. That's fucking sick. And on top of that,
and it's a good story too. Like not just not all fight. No, because somehow like there's another one on Netflix I saw that's like, I forget what it's called, but it's like clearly like low quality, and it was like made by an American studio, not Japanese, which is like a fucking red flag.
Yeah,
but it's like just pure fighting and like the flimsiest story. They just get right into the fight. It's
this one hooks you in with like a good story. It's like cheesy, kind of tropey shit.
Okay,
but
I'm not mad at people who nail a trope.
Oh no,
I'm not mad at that.
They're nailing a trope. The show's legit funny. Really think it's funny as well. But they also like the fight scenes are so good. Everyone has their special move and the thing that like their ability.
I love it.
Yeah, which is that's one of my favorite things. But then you get deeper into the show and you'll have these great fights between two guys who you've never seen before, and they have their whole backstory and everything that gets developed in the fight. One guy loses, then he's gone. And which is like, you don't see that in Western television.
No, you can't. If they build up to that, there has to be a reason.
Exactly. A character has to be established before you give them that grand of a stage.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to see random, it's like Street Fighter. I want to see everyone fight.
That's why I said that the World Martial Art Tournament in Dragon Ball Z is my favorite.
It's so good. It's so
good. Because like they would have episodes full of a fight,
yes.
and then that person's, and it's usually like, I realize I need to train more now.
Yeah,
at the beginning, they're like, "You're gonna fucking die, pussy," and then they're like, "You've taught me a lot." You know what I mean? Like that. The adventure of going from total cocky to total like
to being broken,
like
down.
so humble.
Yeah, and you're like, is this
it.
guy gonna come back? Is he not? There's the one in fucking Dragon Ball Z, the tournament, the Afterlife tournament or something when they.
Oh
fight.
yeah, in the Afterlife. Yeah,
with
Kippen or something.
Yeah, and he does the fire dance thing, and he's like, oh, and he shoots that. I was like, yo, that thing's sick.
There's been never a bigger tease in all of TV than Goku's deaths.
Oh yeah, no, Goku's dies.
Deaths are
all
fucking like. Actually, I don't know. I was gonna make a DMX kid joke, and I'm like, oh god, that's so tasteless right now. God, but Goku dies a lot, and it means nothing. You know what I mean? But I'm just fucking happy as fuck that anime is like, and anime is cool. It's slowly but surely it is becoming cool, and TikTok has led that in big time.
Oh yeah, no, there's a huge. It's like the groundswell of people who love anime on TikTok's big. The only thing I don't like are like the hardcore anime fans are the worst, man. Of terms of nerds, they're like some of the. I don't know, the cringiest people in all of nerddom are like the hardcore anime fans who are like dressing like anime characters.
Cosplay and
and they like do like the voices and all that stuff. And I'm like,
Nani?
Yeah.
Nani. Voice acting of the bad guy. Voice acting in anime is my favorite. Like there's one guy, if you listen, there's one guy who seems to voice all the deep voice bad motherfuckers. He's like, no, he's not nerd. Like, you know what I mean?
So, and he's always got, like this deep, grumbly voice. And you're like, I do wonder, I'm like, is this the same fuckers doing all these things?
Like one of the times I searched the guy's name and then I searched another one where he sounded just like same guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of these motherfuckers or a couple of them is working like crazy over there. Working like crazy. I love it, man. You get on Hajime no Ippo. You'll like it. It's a boxing anime.
Yeah.
And there's like, they really work it up to the fight.
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like they really establish like the main characters.
Yeah.
It's like at a boxing gym. And you know everybody at the gym and they all have their fights. They're different weight classes.
Yeah.
So they all have their fight. One guy's the comic relief fighter.
Yeah.
His fights are always just comedy.
Yeah.
And the heavyweight guy, his fights are like the Goku fights.
Yeah.
And the main character, his fights are like the Gohan, like
They're like he's not always gonna win and all that.
And he's not the heavyweight. So like when you watch the top guy in Hajime no Ippo is called Takamura, and like his shits has like dodge. It's like when Goku fights Jaden or what's it called?
Jiren
like high level, like when he punches the wind blows. You know, like that type of shit. Like, dude, you gotta get on it.
Yeah, let me check this shit.
Like this guy, like at this point, he gets knocked out, now he recalls his resolve. Yeah. You know what I mean? And his leg slides out. You know what it is, right? Look, see? He trained so fucking hard. I can't lose it.
Yeah, and he's like, when he gets hit, he's having the flashback. Like, all these moments that are building. This is, like, so anime.
Pure anime. And they do it the best.
Yeah.
They do it the best in the show, bro. The best.
That's fucking dope.
You gotta watch Hajime no Ippo, bro.
And he's just like, I gotta make it. I gotta push through. And you're like,
It's the best show. It's the best show.
Okay.
Bro, you want to land this episode, man?
Let's land it.
Yeah, I got to take a piss.
Yeah.
Tell the people where to find you.
You can find me at Che Durena on everything, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Little Dinky News on Twitch and YouTube.
Hell yeah. As always, his Insta and stuff will be in the description below. Check that out, shit. I'll put the Little Dinky News on there as well. Bro, this has been a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Black people in anime. It's got to surface, all right? From my end, wherever, as long as you hit subscribe plus follow, leave 5 stars. I appreciate it. Tell your friends about the Immigrant Section. And until next time, peace! Yo, and that's the episode. Remember, if you liked it, smash that subscribe button so I can give you updates. And until next time, it's your boy, Abbas Wahab. Easy!